In this video, we're going to go over the 2D storyboard mode, what the purpose of it is, how we can use it, and just show a quick setup guide. The basic idea behind this 2D storyboard mode is that anytime you add a new camera while the playhead is inside another camera range, it will automatically be placed outside that camera range and have a gap between cameras. And the idea behind this is so that we can have more of a shot-to-shot experience when storyboarding with grease pencil and drawing over top of 3D sets. One of the issues this mode is trying to solve is when artists typically use Blender to get backgrounds through cameras and then they import it into Storyboard Pro. This mode allows you to just quickly insert a new camera and then continue drawing on top of the camera while having the 3D background as a reference. So all you have to do is ensure that the 2D storyboard mode is toggled on. You can set your focal length and then you find your next shot, and then you can just hit Control-Shift-F and you'll notice the playhead is still on the previous camera. And as soon as I hit Control-Shift-F, we'll get a new camera that already has a gap between this one and the previous one, and that gap range is set here with the camera gap. So if you want less of a gap, you can do that. You can adjust it here. That's the first idea behind this mode. The second idea is we can have grease pencil objects automatically placed in front of each new camera. So to set that up, I can go to GP Tools. I can add a GP object in front of a camera, just like this. So here I can just draw my little stick figure as an example, and they're going to walk towards the river. And now in order to have this grease pencil object be repositioned with every new camera, we can make sure we have that grease pencil object selected. You can hit Set Location under GP Tools. And what this will do is it'll remember the distance between the grease pencil object and the active camera, and it'll also place an object animation key here. And you can do this for multiple grease pencil objects if you shift select whichever ones you want to be affected by this, and then just hit Set Location. So then now what I can do is I can just find my next shot. Let's say it's something like this. And if I hit Control-Shift-F, you'll see that the new camera was placed with a gap, and the grease pencil object is again in front of this new camera setup. So it basically just snaps between the two cameras. So if I frame on the object, you can see it's back in front of the camera here. So this is more of a cheat, right? This is not, we're not like spatially blocking out grease pencil objects in 3D space, but we can easily block out ideas. You can thumbnail using this mode. If for whatever reason you adjust the camera after you've created it, let's say I like move the camera like this or so, and then now the grease pencil object is gone. It's no longer in front of the camera, right? If I go up a little bit, what you can do is you can select the grease pencil object, and then you can come over here and hit reposition, and this will then move the grease pencil back right in front of the camera. So it's a quick way to get your grease pencil object back into position. To provide a bit more context, I can show a quick working example of how I would actually use this. If I jump back to the previous shot just by hitting A, I would just continue drawing a couple poses out. And then now here you can flip through the drawings. So here we have our first shot, and then again I can hit F and I can just jump to the next keyframe, which is in line with the next camera. I'll go ahead and just adjust this camera how I want it. Maybe it's more of a on the side here, and then I'll reposition the character to be in front of the camera. And then I'll go ahead and delete this drawing and then keep working on this shot. So now we have these two shots, and if I wanted to do like a close-up of maybe where the character would be, can choose a different focal length. You can then hit Control-Shift-F. I'll go ahead and adjust the camera a little bit, tilt up, so we get like an upshot or something. And then I can hit reposition. A pro tip is to actually right-click on these buttons and add them to your quick favorites so you can quickly access them like this. So I hit reposition, and then now I know that the grease pencil object is right in front of the camera again. So here you can see that I've got 3 shots, and each shot has the same grease pencil object that's just quickly being repositioned for each camera, and then I have a few drawings for each camera. So using A and F, I can just quickly flip between the different drawings and I can kind of see my shots. If you don't want to see the other cameras inside the 3D scene, you can toggle this button and it will hide all non-active cameras. This is obviously a very basic example, but in the documentation there is a link to my webpage that has another working example of how I used it for an animatic.